The business itself, I would say about 20 years ago, I started doing things straight out of high school. How this actually got started was through art. I was one of those kids that felt like, I was an ugly duckling. I never got complimented. My brother and sister, it was either I was Galen's sister or Liz's sister. I was never known by my actual name, and they got more notice than I did. My first location was in my basement at my home, and out of my house. It was my car, traveling a lot. And then it got to the point where I was having clientele. I had so many clientele to the point I was ready to have one spot, and it was time for them to come to me. So the first actual public location I had was at the flea market in Aurora off of Farnsworth. So I opened up a booth in there, and it took off. I wanted to sell merchandise and things like that. I was a vendor a lot, so I was taking a lot of makeup and products to different events and things like that, trying to sell merchandise and stuff like that. And it was just me that was in there at the time. And the people would come and they would want to get their makeup done and maybe purchase things like that. But it wasn't as great as where it is now.
Okay. Creations. I hired Kano Creations for my wedding day last year, and I got my makeup done, my mother-in-law, my mom, and my sister-in-law's makeup done. It was a really amazing experience. The owner was very professional, very personable. She was punctual. She made it to the church before I did. Very well organized. She had a travel makeup bag that had a pop-out vanity. She had a ring light and everything, so it didn't matter which room we were in because she was very organized. She basically became family for me that day. She was very personable, laughing and joking with my family, talking about her experiences with weddings and her marriage and everything. When it was time for me to actually walk down the aisle, she was there the entire time, making sure my makeup was staying in place. I started crying, and she had tissues on standby for me, helping me breathe so I wouldn't be so nervous. I will highly recommend her services. She was so fast and efficient and got everyone's makeup done in the allotted time. It was such an amazing experience, and I eventually took one of her makeup classes as an aspiring makeup artist because I wanted to learn some of her technique and her professionalism. That's how much of an impact she made on me. So I would highly, highly recommend her.